is the first day in so many days I have been excited to come home and do something other than play The Sims. Ooh, Sims.
Oh, hi. Thanks for watching my video.
Hi. So, my name's Ellie. I don't know how I'm gonna do this video, but we're just gonna start because I'm gonna think too much about it otherwise. I just finished a project that took me approximately a year and a half, and it took a lot out of me. I was constantly wanting to go fast, and then that combined with social media making me focus more on quantity than quality, I really want to slow the fuck down. So I decided that I'm going to try something new. I'm going to make myself take an entire 6 weeks to come up with, plan, draw, ink, color, and illustration. I usually take a couple days to a week to do an illustration. And I feel like I just need to learn to enjoy the process again. And I'm going to record that process and share it if it turns out interesting. So if you're seeing this, hello, it turned out interesting. I'm happy that you're here, and let's see where this goes. I really doubt it's going to be organized. I worked today. I made a list of 6 weeks apart starting from today. That goes for about a year. So 6 weeks from the day I'm recording this. What day am I recording this? The 19th of February, I believe. Yep, 19th of February. That's where I am. 6 weeks is going to be April 1st. My birthday month as well. Very fun. So my first one's going to be due on April 1st. I don't know if I'm going to make that a super hard deadline yet. I need to have some sort of deadline or else I do nothing. So April 1st, and then we go to May 13th, June 24th, August 5th, September 16th, October 28th, December 9th, January 20th, and then March 3rd would kind of round us out a little bit. March 3rd is right before April. But that's just a theory. That is an idea. I'm going to try it for April 1st, and we're going to see if it works. I'm going to go ahead and go to April 1st. I'm pretty committed to this idea as of this moment, so I'm going to go ahead and write it in here. First 6 weeks done. Okay, and there we go. Project is started. Well, kind of. That is literally the first step in I don't know how many. But I guess that's kind of the point. I'm just gonna take it slow. When I was brainstorming this with my husband a few minutes ago, I said that my rules were going to be no fan art. All I've made the past 2 years is fan art. And although I love fan art, I just feel the need to do my own thing again, finally. Fan art has lost its escape for me, I guess. I still love it. We'll still do it. I'm working on a bunch of birthday art, but it's not gonna be for this. My second rule is the 6 week mark. And my third rule, I'm gonna use some kind of creative outlet through this every single day. It doesn't have to end up working towards this project. In the end, when I'm done with the whatever creative outlet, it could even just be me thinking about it, me brainstorming. I just need to do something every day for 6 weeks. I don't even have to have a physical representation. I just have to think about it. That's more than I've done lately. All I've done is play Sims. So, with that in mind, I think that the tools I'm going to be using, iPad, and then this was the book I was using for like daily single sketches of things. Let me find the first one. My favorite is the first one. This one. And I was enjoying this, but I haven't kept up. And so yesterday I finally opened it again for the first time in a while. That's not it. That's bad maladaptive daydreams. This. I'm gonna just scribble like I used to do in my high school sketchbooks. And I think it's, again, I'm like dying to just enjoy the process of all of this again. Like I I just want to do. I don't want to be stressed about who's gonna like it or when I post it or what it's gonna look like. I'm just gonna do, and we're gonna see where that takes me. So I need to do today's, and I don't know, I guess my goal for the sketch for today will just be maybe trying to figure out a general direction or a theme or something that I want to go for this illustration. I do have an original story that I want to make into a graphic novel one day. I don't think I'm going to trap myself into that box for these 6-week projects because I think that'll stress me out to be too perfect about them. But if it happens to come to me like a good idea with my original characters, my original story, then I will do that. But I still love them. That's still my like ultimate goal, but I just haven't been inspired to work on them as of recent. But maybe I can change that. I forgot to put the fucking bookmark back in. Okay, there we go. Maybe I'll use, I feel like this is just show and tell now, but maybe I'll like it. My husband bought me these One Piece pens. My favorite's the chapter one. I think it's the only one I've used. But I have Zoro and Sanji too. Even if I can't make fan art in this vlog, I can at least use fan merch. Super fun, super fresh. I think that might be it, unless I do a little time lapse of me drawing. Hi, so this is Ellie from way in the future recording this voiceover. I have no idea what I was originally planning to say, but here I'm getting out one of my old DC comic history books and just using that for some random reference just to doodle something outside of my normal box. Get myself thinking. So I drew Cyborg's arm, very futuristic. And then I drew Raven's arm because she's a queen and she's my favorite. I love her. And then I don't remember the other thing. It was off screen. Oh, Batman vampire teeth. Just, putting myself out there, trying different things, getting the brain moving, all that fun stuff. And then I made it colorful. I have not quite recovered, but at least I did something other than just play Sims. Hi, so ignore my car, but I'm on break at work and I got a coffee because I'm tired of dealing with people's shit. I also have been brainstorming all day whenever I have a free moment to think. And I had this vision of like blue water, red hair, which one of my characters does have red hair. I've also been liking the idea of colored lines and having like playing with the symmetrical feature on Procreate. And what was the other? Just messing with lighting, like maybe doing like the shadows as lights and the lights as shadows. So that's where I'm currently at. That's your update. You're welcome. Okay, so here I'm just kind of playing around with every possible Procreate feature that I can think of to play around with. And it was mostly just a little doodle, but I did find a symmetrical grid tool I can use. It actually ends up helping me a lot further down the road. So that was very exciting, and I hope you enjoy my goofy little art here. Oh, I don't like the white tears. Moving on, this is the very first time I'm putting on paper the idea I had in my head of a girl with red hair falling into water, and then she has some debris with her, stuff like that. It's very, very, very rough here, but I just keep redrawing it. I did it on paper, and then I did it roughly in Procreate, and then I just kept going, which I talk about a little bit coming up here. But this is the first time in a long time I've put my first idea down on paper like this, and I forget how much it kind of helps you get a better picture of what's in your brain, because going straight into digital for me, I kind of just think it has to be perfect on the first try. Hello, it's been a minute since I've done one of these little talking segments, so I thought I'd jump in and just kind of explain where I'm at. I haven't worked on too much since the last clip of me using paint pens in here. I'm trying not to force this on myself, so I didn't feel like working on it, so I didn't. I have had some new ideas. I don't know if all of them are going to be used in this piece, but I'll go ahead and talk about them. Here's the one from the last clip. I think I talked about how I was visioning like red and blue. I also did this on my iPad, like redid it a little bit to get another look at it. And I could show that too. But these are fishes. I heard that there's rainbow fish, and I kind of want to draw rainbow fish. So yeah, it's not a super detailed idea, but just kind of falling into the water. There's some debris and fish kind of swarming around, and I really want to do a bunch of bubbles. And the other idea that I need to work on more, so maybe it'll be like a different 6-week project. And this is not a good sketch of it. I just, needed to mark the idea down. Is a character with bright, pure white hair that something traumatic happens and just blood dyes it.
This is the first day.
Oh my god. Yeah, and then I think the next time I drew in here was just to plan out my bookshelves. So I haven't done too much more in here, but that's okay. I'm trying not to force anything. I don't think this is necessarily much better than the version on paper, but it kind of gave me an idea of how I might want to play with it. Digitally, I think, add some more fish, definitely more details. I think maybe move this down a little bit, make the hair go quick, like that. But I really do like playing with it, especially the bubbles again. I'm really enjoying the bubbles. So, if I'm enjoying it, I'm not going to think too much into it. I need to come up with more of a precise concept of what actually is happening in this picture. I think I have a general idea. I'm just having trouble wording it, especially because it is very related to my original character. And I do think that I'm going to end up relating this to that. So I have to find a way to explain that simply, and also maybe not give too many spoilers if I ever do write the story one day. But I think it would be towards the beginning of parts of the story, so maybe it wouldn't be too bad. But we shall just see. That is where I'm currently at. My end goal, which since I have a whole canvas of colors on here, don't exactly know what this means. But my goal for this week, since at the end I'll be through of 2 weeks of this 6 weeks, is to have some kind of sketch down. I'm using the air quotes because, again, if it's colors, it's just more of a solid color thing. I'm okay with that. I just want to kind of have a foundation to really start focusing in and making a piece. I am getting excited to work on something a little bit more serious and something I'm interested in doing, and I just really felt trapped in the project I was on before. The longer I am working on this, the more I realize that it's fun to just not be stuck in something. I think that's why I haven't quite grasped the concept I'm working on yet, is I just don't want to be trapped. I was trying to work on a little piece of fan art to post. I think I talked about how I was doing anime birthday art, but I just couldn't get myself to finish it. I felt like I was just forcing myself to work on it, and that is really just not what I want to do anymore. So I've kind of put the birthday drawings aside for the moment. I have some other illustration ideas that I'll do faster than the 6-week project still on my list, because they aren't birthday pieces and I don't feel like I'm trapped into doing them. So I'm hoping I still do and post those before I finish the 6-week project. But I really am trying to be lenient on myself, because I don't know if I am already burned out or I'm on the process of getting burned out, but I don't want to make it worse. And I feel like this project has done nothing but highlight that, and I need to be nice to myself and just learn to have fun again. That was the whole point of this, is to learn to have fun again. I hope you enjoyed my little update. I don't know when I'm going to do it again, but it won't be that long for you, so. Okay, I'm being a little bit quiet because my husband's sleeping, but I just drew this, and it was really fun, and I haven't really had like a not stressful sketch in a while. And I think it's turning out pretty cool compared to where we started, which I think I still have. Yeah. I didn't like the angle, and I was watching back my clips, so I changed it. And I'm liking this a lot more, I think. And then the like hexagonal, what's the word? Debris. I think I might move from above her to under her, because this is very heavy compositionally. So I need more like on this side, like down here, because this is also like heavier, and these have empty spaces. So I think maybe I'll have a bigger, like a piece down here. But then I also feel like somebody needs to be pushing her down, maybe, but she's unconscious. I don't know. I'm gonna mess around with the hexagons thing. And then I need to find reference photos for the fish. This is the reference photo I used to help get her head angle right, and helped a lot. Because doing it from imagination, as you can imagine, was not very strong. I just took a screenshot of the search of hair underwater so I could look at all of these different photos, because they're all helpful. I didn't want to get too stuck on one. Basically, it just goes whoop, up towards the top of the water. So I'm very excited right now. I'm gonna just keep going until I decide I want to go to bed, I guess, or I feel like I need to do something else. I am having a good time, although I might need to check on my dogs. But yeah, great update. I love it. This was a scary change, but I'm kind of liking the direction I'm going in. I might actually start planning to continue forward instead of just planning and sketching. Okay, so I can tell you right now there's gonna be background noise in this clip. I have my husband gaming in the other room, and my dogs are playing to my left. So you're gonna hear noises, but I just had to get some thoughts out of my head while I'm coloring this fish. I'm in a weird sort of crossroads with this journey to learn the process again. I would definitely say I'm more at peace with making art and happier with myself and my process and what I'm doing. And I just feel happy more than I have in a long time when it comes to art stuff. I don't have this pressure. I don't have this thing in myself that just tells me I need to keep going or I'm not doing enough. But it's so hard to beat the voice inside my head that says that I'm not working fast enough. I always wish I could work faster and faster and do more and more in one day. And I'm really trying to take my time and do a different drawing process. And I'm starting with color, not with ink, just because that's what I'm wanting to do, but then it's not what I'm used to. And it's making me overthink everything, and it feels like it's not going to come together and that it's all going to take ages, which it might take a while, but that's supposed to be okay. That is the whole point of this. And I'm just realizing that at the same time that I feel so free, I'm also just struggling with another part of my brain that's trapped. But I guess you cross one bridge, I'm finally feeling like I can do this for fun again. And I hit the next bridge of this is taking too long. I have always been impatient. I've always wanted to be perfect the first time I do something. I've always wanted to get things done super quickly and impress other people. And really all I need to be doing is enjoying my time and my process. And that's the point of this, is to learn to enjoy the process again. And I think that I'm doing pretty good for everything considered. I've gone from zero idea of what I was doing to a piece that has a direction. It might take me a minute to get there, but that's okay. That is part of the project. It wasn't take a long time to come up with a concept and do whatever you want and then rush through the piece again. It was to slowly and surely make my way through it, and I'm going to do that. I'm hitting a tiny bit of a lull, but I'm having fun. And I wish that it hadn't been as long as it has since I've been able to say that about making art. It has felt like a chore for way too long. I think the last time I truly remember being excited to go home and finish something, which it could have happened after this, is just the last thing I remember, is towards the end of 2021. And that was right after I finished college. And I was super excited to be able to just work on fan art all the time because I was burnt out of all this other stuff. And now I'm burnt out on everything. And I just need to continue this process because I'm on the right track. I'm just it's going to be hard, and I knew it would be. And I'm doing okay. I got this. Even if my fish does look a little wonky right now, I've got this. Okay, I'm glad that I recorded that last clip. I feel like I've come to some sort of like revelation. That might be a strong word, but all of my art, which maybe I could actually show some. I don't think I've shown any other art in these videos. I'm just talking about now stuff. But I don't know, let's use Nico Robin as an example because I love her. All of my art pretty much uses like black and white, just black line art. As you can see, let me find another one. This is redraws of old art I did last year. It's all black line art. And I wanted with this piece to potentially play with coloring at least some of the line art to match the color. And doing these fishes and messing with the flats and then now the other colors that go in before I even put in the inks is helping me brainstorm what I can do while I'm inking. So I don't have to worry about thinking ahead. I'm just doing everything at once, I suppose. Like instead of trying to ink and think about what I'll be thinking about when I'm coloring and I'm thinking of things I can do with ink. So I guess I used to be a very solid sketch ink color. And I think I'm going to switch it up with this piece. And I mean, if I like it and it works well, going into the future, it's like a brainstorm, sketch, color, ink. Like the lines aren't as defined. Like I can go from color, ink, color, and just try to make it look good instead of falling into a certain box. So I'm very excited about that. I mean, the base color's down, and I'm really excited. I didn't do this on purpose, but these are the same fish, but they have different color schemes, and I didn't notice until I was coloring. So this is much more bright green, which you can kind of see down there, and this is much more like light blue, and I'm loving it. I feel like it fits the different parts that it's in, and I'm gonna go in and like ink the scales, and then also these like patterns on their tails and stuff. I feel like that'll be a lot easier to do with inking. That stays the same, that will stay solid, and I can go in with the colors after I do that and make it match the inks a bit more and make it look good. So I am very excited. I am over my little lull that I had a second ago. Oh my gosh, my puppy's so sleepy. Are you a sleepy puppy? Please ignore the fact that they've made this floor a mess. Just look at the pretty puppy. So I think the last time I recorded any clips, we were about here, maybe? So I will let this play while I talk. I've kind of just been really enjoying every night coming in and working on this, and I've made so much progress. As you can see, this line is all the way over here versus over here, and there's still stuff that I might change. It's not very much anymore, but I'm still slowly working on it. This is the longest time I've allowed myself to do anything. I still have well over a week to get this finished, and I'm very proud of myself. It's been kind of hard to not, like, this has gone so well, both in like refreshing myself, and I feel like the piece looks good, that it's kind of hard to not put the pressure on myself of thinking that I'm stupid that I haven't been working like this the whole time. But it's just not in my nature, I suppose, to slow down. I can be very impatient. I've been aware of that for a long time. I am patient with people, not patient with anything else. I know that kind of makes zero sense, but that's kind of how I've always been. And so I've always rushed through things. And on top of that, there's this mentality, if you're posting on social media, try to make it as an artist that you're just posting. And I was trying to put myself out there and keep up. And I think I might finally be done with that mentality. Let's see, where are we in this drawing? So around here, I was trying to make it more obvious to someone who might not know what's going on, which I believe is most people, that this is someone that has escaped from a bad situation. So I added some cracks in the background, and I added a little handcuff on her ankle cuff. And I also add in later some more like blood spots, some more details throughout the painting. Anyway, to kind of portray the story of what's going on, I was able to kind of think through some of these details. And I really enjoy that, and I think that that is definitely a benefit to giving myself more than a week to work on one illustration. I've given myself 6 times the amount of time, so I get 6 times the amount of time to actually do what I want to do. Let's see, what else can I talk about? You can see me working on the fish line art I was talking about, I think, in the last clip. And just messing with the background was always giving me trouble, trying to make it look right. And I'm still trying to make the rocks at the bottom look correct for what I'm envisioning. That's probably been the hardest part of the whole thing. But overall, yeah, here I'm using a brush to kind of maybe more randomly spread it out, but it still doesn't look like the rocks are very randomly placed to me, and I'm not sure if I like the size, so I might redo the rocks one more time. But I've got the colored line art in that I had been talking about. I've been playing with the lighting and just trying to make things look believable. And it's honestly, some days I'll think really in depth, and then some days I'll let myself just go for it. And it's been really nice to just throw on like concerts or documentaries, or I've been watching a lot of One Piece while working on this, and I'm having fun again, and that's what I wanted. And I think it's starting to go pretty well. I might speed this up a little bit. There's a lot of tiny little pin marks that it's doing. Oh, and I was so happy I finally got to add my little breath bubbles in, and it adds so much life to that part. Like, you can tell that she is still alive, and it makes a big difference. Another change that I just noticed that I did, I made some of the fish and some of the glass, and then everything down here have like a darker shade on it, so it looks more blended into the environment and farther away. Sorry for the cut. My husband walked in. How rude. But anyway, I think I remember what I was saying. I colored in all these a little bit darker. I added in some extra glass here, which kind of helps the composition in my mind, because before it was very much like split, and it still is. I like having some, but I didn't like how it was not connected at all. I wanted something just in the middle, so I ended up going with some extra glass pieces. Interesting tidbit, the grid in the back and the piece that she's fallen with and this one down here are all supposed to be part of either the same grid, like same like dome grid, or like sisters, I guess. Like there's two different domes, but these are very obviously kind of different shapes to me. So in my mind, that's implying that they are from something else that we don't know. There's some mystery going on. There's a random tire too. Like where the heck did that come from? And all these rocks are part of the lore of my original story. I guess I can get into that part a little bit and why I'm so worried about them looking correct. The way that the characters in the story remember lost loved ones is they make their ashes into little rocks and they keep some for necklaces like this character actually has. And then they really value water in their desert society. They have very few groups of water, and so it's kind of considered important. Like not that they worship the water. I guess that it's holy. I don't know. But they want to return their loved one to the water, so they throw them all at the bottom. And so there would be a lot of them over many, 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 many years. And so I'm trying to make sure these look like a big pile of rocks in memory of a group of people. And it is very difficult, but I'm going to see if I can make it work. And I hope that little tidbit made some sense. But I feel like that was a very big jump. I hope that it wasn't too disorienting. I'm hoping to maybe record a few more talking bits to end up the video here and all that, but that's my current update. Look at my moral support over here. I talked with my best friend about how to fix the rocks, and I think I finally did it. I just need to change the colors, and then I might end something up here, and then look at it overall. Maybe come back in a couple days, double check, and then I might be done. We've reached probably what is my least favorite part of an art process. I always ask my professors, how do you finish a piece? And I just have trouble telling if it's done. But I just, as I have less and less I want to fix, I know I'm starting to get there. So here you see me messing with lighting and just putting some finishing touches on that I think pushes it to where it needs to be. Hi, so as we're reaching the end of the video, I wanted to have a section where I could just talk about my final thoughts. I do apologize, it's going to be another time lapse of stuff you've already seen, but I just needed something in the background while I talk for a while, and I figured a full time lapse of everything that we've gone through could be pretty interesting. So I hope you don't mind. But I'm just going to talk about how the 6-week process was for me, if I think it was worth it, things like that. The end all, like the ultimate goal of this whole thing was to enjoy the art process again. And I did. So I feel like this 6-week project, no matter what else comes up, what I feel about it, it was a success. And I'm very happy about that, and I can't complain. So I'm, overall, absolute success. Did I follow the 3 rules listed at the end of this video entirely? I did do it in 6 weeks. The first day I recorded was April 19th. I'm recording this on Easter, March 31st, which is the day before the 6-week mark of April 1st. So I did follow the 6-week rule almost exactly, which surprises me. And I did not make fan art. I I watched a lot of fan shows, but I didn't do any fan art. And the last thing was to kind of be creative every day. I don't know if I can track that I've actually done that, because I was counting thinking about the art. I do think I thought about it every day, but I definitely didn't work on it every day. There were days that I just could not be bothered, so I just didn't do it. There were days that I wanted to step away for a while and come back. Sometimes that just helps you refresh your brain and get a better grasp on what you're doing and what you might be able to do to fix it. So I'm not sure I entirely followed that rule, but I'm satisfied either way. So I'm going to say that I passed, and you can tell me in the comments if you agree with that or not. But I think I did pretty good. The end result of the piece, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think any piece of art will ever be absolutely perfect. I think that's impossible. Overall, I'm really happy with how the piece turned out and how much work I put into it. I think this is something I could show people to show what I'm able to do, and I haven't had a good example of that in a while, I must say. So I'm pretty happy with the end result. And I'm excited to see what a second 6 weeks could do. Now that I've done it once and I had a feel for it, I think that I can really prove myself this next time. I'm going to try not to put too much pressure on myself. We saw how that goes for me. It doesn't go very well. I need to be very chill, or, it's going to be a problem. The last thing I was wanting to kind of brainstorm for myself is if I feel more confident after this 6 weeks. And I think individually, working by myself in my own office, I am feeling very confident. I'm having a lot of fun, like I said, and I feel confident in my own space. But putting this stuff on the internet, I am very nervous. Even though I want to be out there and be making these things and have people see them, I am not a very outgoing person. I don't know if that's the right word. I prefer to blend into the background rather than show off. And I've just gotten a lot of anxiety with the internet recently. And I'm afraid that no one's going to see this. No one's going to like it because it's not fan art. And everything that has gotten interactions in the past for me has been fan art. And so I feel like my confidence related to that is pretty low. So I think that might be my goal for the next 6 week period. I just realized I've been sniffing again. I don't know if I can cut that out. Sorry. But I think I'm going to work on confidence for this next 6 weeks and try to work up to feeling like it doesn't matter what people think, it doesn't matter what I do or what they do, and that I'm just having fun and enjoying myself, and that's okay. But I mean, that's a hard thing to grapple, so I'm not too mad at myself for it. I just need to work on it. And I mean, if this is something anyone who's watching this video is going through and has any tips, or has gone through, has any tips, or just wants to chat, please just let me know. I would really love to know that other people are also having this sort of process, this sort of brain process going on. But even with that confidence issue, I feel like this 6 week project was a major success for me. I am pushing myself out of my comfort zone in a structured way, and I think that is just perfect for me. And I'd love to know if anyone else tries this, honestly. No pressure. You don't have to, but I would love to hear about it if you do. And honestly, I think that really might wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching this whole long video and following along for what was 6 weeks of my time. And I hope to see you again soon.